In a world that incessantly demands a bright smile and unwavering positivity, what lurks behind the facade of cheerfulness? This book serves as a powerful guide for those yearning to break free from the suffocating grip of false optimism. This book delves into the complex web woven by societal expectations, revealing how the insistence on perpetual happiness can lead to the suppression of genuine emotions and contribute to mental health challenges. It is time to confront the shadows and reclaim your truth, moving towards a life that honors both joy and sorrow in equal measure. The Dark Side of Cheer: Escaping the Trap of Toxic Positivity. Written and published by Mindset Liberation. Chapter 1. Unmasking the Toxic Cheer. How often have you felt compelled to smile and assure others that you are fine, even when the weight of the world felt like it was pressing down on your chest? This compulsion to project cheerfulness can disguise deeper struggles and create an environment where honesty about our feelings becomes taboo. Toxic positivity, an epidemic in its own right, often permeates our interactions, stifling genuine emotion and pushing many towards mental health crises. At its core, toxic positivity is the belief that we should always maintain a positive outlook and suppress negative emotions, but this denial of our true feelings can lead to feelings of inadequacy, isolation, and despair. Recent studies indicate that a staggering 75% of individuals experience some level of anxiety related to societal expectations around happiness. Data from mental health organizations shows that this pattern has led to increased rates of depression and anxiety disorders, affecting millions globally. Experts warn that throughout history, the glorification of that relentless cheerfulness has masked a dangerous counter-narrative. While we're taught to prioritize happiness, we are simultaneously discouraged from exploring the messiness of our authentic selves. In this dissonance, we find ourselves trapped in a cycle where sorrow is considered shameful, forcing it to remain unsaid. Moreover, in our daily lives, we encounter countless reminders to stay positive and look on the bright side. Whether through social media, self-help messages, or even well-meaning friends and family, the assertion seems endless. Any sentiment that deviates from light-hearted cheer is labeled as negativity and should be dismissed. Think about it. Have you ever shared your discomfort with someone only to be met with an immediate rebuttal urging you to cheer up? Such exchanges serve as inadvertent reinforcements of the belief that any negative feeling should be banished, leading to emotional suppression that can have dire consequences if unaddressed. As relatable as these scenarios may be, they don't just mask our feelings, they erode our mental health. In a quest to belong, we compromise our truth, often to a point where we can no longer recognize it. Individuals find themselves caught in a cycle, where expressing sadness becomes synonymous with failure, and maintaining that mask of constant positivity eclipses genuine happiness. This cultivated veneer prevents us from addressing crucial emotional issues, leaving us feeling isolated even among those who care about us. Embracing authentic emotions is essential for true healing, allowing individuals the space to feel and be vulnerable. Far from a call to reject happiness altogether, understanding that our emotions exist on a spectrum creates a safe haven for personal growth and self-acceptance. Unmasking the toxic cheer is the first step in confronting the narratives that compel us to hide behind our smiles. The journey ahead demands honesty, courage, and a deep dive into the reality of our feelings, an exploration that ultimately holds the power to reclaim our mental wellness and embrace our genuine selves. Become aware of the charm wrapped around that enticing grin. It often hides a truth too many of us shy away from facing. Accepting both joy and pain is the pathway to harnessing the power of our full emotional landscape, ultimately putting us on the road towards genuine healing. As we peel back the layers of toxic positivity, we begin to understand how damaging it really can be to our emotional lives. The insistence on presenting a brave face often leads to a superficial existence, where true emotions are buried beneath layers of forced cheer. This suppression does not merely linger in the background, it festers and impacts critical areas of our lives. Research indicates that individuals entrenched in a state of constant positivity tend to struggle with emotional regulation, making them ill-equipped to respond to challenges in healthy ways. When someone experiences a setback, Their first instinct may be to dismiss it, masking feelings of disappointment or frustration rather than processing and learning from them. Consequently, the inability to engage with genuine emotions hampers decision-making, often resulting in choices that are misaligned with their authentic selves. Consider the plight of Sarah, a talented marketing professional who always greeted her coworkers with a bright smile. As she became inundated with responsibilities, she convinced herself that showing any signs of stress would reflect poorly on her capabilities. For 2 years, Sarah suppressed her increasing anxiety, telling herself to remain upbeat and pushing through the fantastic sacrifices of her well-being. This facade ultimately backfired. Her decision-making suffered as stress clouded her judgment, leading to mistakes in crucial presentations. The toll of pretending to be impervious intensified her anxiety, resulting in a downward spiral, illustrating how cloaking our true feelings can impede our effectiveness, both professionally and personally. Relationships suffer palpably under the weight of toxic positivity as well. Individuals like Sarah often struggle to form deep, trusting connections with others. When we encourage ourselves and those around us to negate negative emotions, we inadvertently promote disconnection. Lies like, "you should just avoid the issue," leave many feeling isolated, as they undoubtedly suffer from the mistaken belief that sharing negative emotions will lead to rejection. This creates a wedge between partners, friends, and family members, as they are deprived of opportunities for genuine connection and understanding. Psychology has shown us that vulnerability and openness are foundational to establishing strong relational bonds. But toxic positivity erects barriers that inhibit such bonds from developing. Moreover, a concerning pattern emerges when we consider how toxic positivity affects self-esteem. Societies that glorify unyielding positivity tend to engender harsh self-judgment among individuals who feel they consistently fail to meet the unattainable standards of perpetual happiness. Psychological research has revealed that the relentless pursuit of an idealized self often leads to a persistent state of self-doubt. Careful observation of oneself for signs of negativity can instill fear of inadequacy. This creates a continuous cycle where people feel they must only display happiness, thereby perpetuating low self-esteem when they don't. The repercussions are palpable. Many individuals present themselves as fine, regardless of how they truly feel, sabotaging their self-worth and perpetuating a vicious cycle of deception and unattainable expectations. The misleading notion that happiness is a checkbox to tick off only deepens despair for those juggling their challenging realities alongside a facade of positivity. As we navigate the darker undercurrents of this concept, the conversation must shift towards understanding the hidden warning signs often overlooked by those ensnared by this societal pretense. The next part will shine a light on these signs that can help readers recognize when toxic positivity is suffocating authentic expression and leaving emotional chaos in its wake. It is essential to move towards awareness and embrace a fuller range of human emotions as a path forward to holistic healing and genuine connection. As we dive deeper into the manifestations of toxic positivity, it becomes evident that the implications stretch far beyond mere emotional discomfort. One undeniable characteristic of mental health issues stemming from this phenomenon is emotional numbness. Picture Mike, an extroverted individual who was always the life of the party. He believed in the power of unwavering optimism, often going to great lengths to maintain an upbeat exterior. Over the years, Mike began to notice a troubling trend. Despite the laughter and revelry around him, he felt increasingly detached from the joy he once experienced. Initially brushing it off as a temporary slump, Mike began to recognize he could no longer connect his surface-level happiness with his internal state. This emotional disconnect is a critical sign of a deeper issue rooted in toxic positivity, contributing to isolation and despair. Another telling manifestation is the prevalence of avoidance behavior. Consider Lisa, who has been feeling overwhelmed by both personal and professional pressures. Instead of confronting her concerns head-on, she forces herself to smile in meetings, encouraging colleagues who share their anxieties to stay positive, while silently battling her own storm. This form of avoidance perpetuates a cycle where real problems go unaddressed, only intensifying feelings of inadequacy and sparking fear. Lisa's experience highlights a common path for many. Rather than grappling with emotions that may initially feel uncomfortable, individuals often steer clear of them and measure their success by their ability to remain cheerful. This tendency fosters a culture of silence, dampening personal development and healing. Moreover, feelings of guilt often accompany the pressure to sustain a facade of positivity. Jordan, a recent graduate navigating the tumultuous waters of starting a new job, initially used his infectious enthusiasm as his armor. However, when moments of doubt seeped in, he found himself grappling with feelings of guilt for not maintaining the positive outlook he treasured. This guilt only compounded his struggles, leading him to withdrawal from friends who might seek undercurrents of vulnerability, perpetuating an isolated cycle. Recognizing this behavior's cost is paramount. It highlights a pervasive but often overlooked fear that admitting to struggles could bring about judgment or exclusion. Understanding these manifestations isn't merely an intellectual exercise. It represents the first step toward reclaiming one's mental health. Acknowledgement provides a foundation for healing. By recognizing the harmful effects of chronic positivity, individuals can move past denial towards authenticity. The shift involves a deliberate confrontation of uncomfortable emotions, transforming the pursuit of a glossy exterior into an opportunity for genuine expression and connection. Each story of emotional numbness, avoidance, or guilt serves as a profound reminder of the need for self-compassion and the importance of recognizing personal experiences. As we conclude this chapter, it's vital to prepare for the journey ahead, where we will uncover the hidden signs of toxic positivity that permeate our daily lives. The next chapter will dive into the subtle indicators that might reveal your own struggles, providing tools to dissect these patterns within oneself honestly. Engaging with these concepts can serve not only to illuminate one's own experiences, but also to foster deeper connections with others who suffer in silence. Remember, understanding mental health challenges, such as those pronounced by toxic positivity, marks the crucial first step in the road to healing. By embracing full authenticity and willingness to explore real emotions, you can pave the way toward a more fulfilled life. Join the discussion and share your insights. We'd love to know how these themes resonate with your personal journey. Engage with us at Mindset Liberation and stay connected as we venture onward together, ready to face the reality that awaits in exploring deeper truths. Chapter 2: Signs Behind the Smile. Unmasking the signs that often hide beneath the surface of cheerful exteriors is critical for reclaiming an authentic sense of self. In this chapter, we delve into the essential skill of emotional awareness, illuminating the path toward recognizing our emotions, all while empowering individuals to embrace their true feelings with grace. Emotional awareness serves as a pivotal element in effectively managing our mental health, allowing us to address deep-seated issues that toxic positivity tends to ignore. As we embrace this vital skill, we can reclaim the narrative surrounding our emotions, envisioning a life where authenticity takes precedence over enforced smiles. The origins of emotional awareness find their roots nestled in practices as old as time, reflecting the universality of human experiences across cultures and generations. Ancient philosophies promoted the idea that understanding our emotions is essential to achieving inner balance. Recent psychological research echoes this notion, emphasizing that individuals who regularly practice emotional awareness report higher levels of emotional regulation and resilience. Surprisingly, a staggering 80% of adults acknowledge that they have little to no formal training in identifying or expressing their emotions, highlighting a widespread gap that can lead to severe distress as individuals grapple with their complexities. To illustrate the significance of embracing emotional awareness, let's delve into the story of Ella, a mother of two who consistently put on a brave face while navigating the myriad challenges of parenting amid a busy career. Like many, Ella believed that as long as she remained cheerful, she could plow through difficulties unharmed. Over time, however, this facade began to take its toll. Ella became increasingly irritable and eventually cracked under the strains of her silent struggles. It was only through reading and self-reflection that she started to develop emotional awareness, realizing that her unchecked emotions contributed to the discontent brewing beneath her smile. By identifying the specific emotions she experienced each day, Ella not only found relief, but also cultivated the tools to express herself more openly, a skill that ultimately transformed her relationships. Incorporating emotional awareness into our daily routines is not merely a remedy. It is instead an empowering practice that allows individuals to take charge of their emotional well-being. Experts highlight that engaging in moments of reflective thought enables an increased ability to process feelings rather than suppress them. This practice of being in tune with our emotions has been linked to improved decision-making and stronger interpersonal connections. Oftentimes, we underestimate the transformative power of recognizing the message behind our emotional responses. By being aware of what we feel, we become equipped to channel our experiences into healthy actions and constructive dialogues. As we grow more adept at understanding our emotions, we build an essential skill set with profound implications, one that reinforces resilience against life's challenges. Each recognition of discomfort or heartbreak is a building block, not a barrier, laying the foundation for an honest and fulfilling existence. In this chapter, your journey towards heightened emotional awareness is just beginning, positioning you to reclaim a narrative grounded in authenticity rather than obligation. This powerful shift paves the way for healing, inviting readers to prepare for the transformative practices that await as we delve deeper. By developing a keen sense of emotional awareness, readers will gain insight into the signs that may otherwise go unnoticed, enhancing their ability to embrace every layer of their emotional landscape. It is time to step into a space where authenticity flourishes and connection deepens. The forthcoming exploration will yield invaluable tools that can further this quest. This is your opportunity to awaken to a fuller spectrum of emotions and reclaim the bright and vibrant life you deserve. Emotional awareness is a transformative approach that packs the power to confront and mitigate the adverse effects of toxic positivity. At its core, this method equips individuals with the insight necessary to dismantle the harmful narratives perpetuated by the insistence on perpetual cheerfulness. By enhancing our ability to recognize, label, and process our emotions, we're putting ourselves in a proactive position to counteract emotional numbness and avoidance behavior. Research consistently reinforces this understanding. Studies have shown that individuals who cultivate a strong sense of emotional awareness experience reduced levels of anxiety and depression, highlighting its significance in the landscape of mental health interventions. The effectiveness of emotional awareness lies in its capacity to anchor individuals in the present moment, empowering them to connect with their feelings authentically rather than eliminating or glossing over them. When we are acutely aware of our emotions, we can decipher their underlying causes and subsequently make informed choices on how to respond. This strategy counters the impulse to adopt a facade of happiness, enabling individuals to embrace their authentic selves without fear of judgment. Moreover, as we confront our feelings head-on, we cultivate resilience, developing problem-solving skills that foster adaptability within challenging emotional landscapes. To illustrate this transformative process, consider the journey of Alex, a once successful entrepreneur who found himself spiraling into discontent, masked beneath a veneer of optimism. Despite achieving external success, Alex grappled daily with feelings of unfulfillment and anxiety, sentiments he masked with a constant facade of cheerfulness. Upon encountering literature on emotional awareness, he realized that his psychological state was a direct consequence of ignoring his true feelings. Through structured reflection and intentional practices, Alex began the process of unpacking his emotions, recognizing not just their existence, but their underlying causes. This comprehensive approach brought substantial change. As Alex honed his emotional awareness, he gradually learned to express what lay beneath the surface. A blend of dissatisfaction, fear of failure, and a desire for deeper connection. Instead of spiraling into further concealment, Alex began engaging in conversations that invited vulnerability with his partners and team members. The dialogue blossomed. Open discussions led to newfound understanding with colleagues, and heartfelt conversations with friends rekindled neglected relationships. Scientific studies have demonstrated the profound impact that such shifts can create in fostering mental well-being. A landmark study, published in the Journal of Health Psychology, found that individuals practicing emotional awareness significantly reported improved self-esteem and stronger emotional regulation abilities. The participants who engaged in reflective practices such as journaling, mindfulness, and emotional check-ins with themselves exhibited lower stress levels and heightened resilience. These findings underscore the effectiveness of emotional awareness, validating its place as a fundamental pillar of mental health recovery. As we embrace the vitality of emotional awareness, we not only embolden our journeys, but also awaken an incredible potential for fostering deep transformational change in our lives. No longer confined by the constraints of societal expectations, each individual can redefine their relationship with their emotions, moving from a reactive existence defined by pretense into an empowered and dynamic companion of authenticity. In this chapter, we've begun uncovering the framework to address the signs concealed by smiles, laying the groundwork for honest emotional expression. As we press forward, prepare to delve deeper into the vital skills that will further equip you to embrace this journey towards real emotional awareness and liberation. The forthcoming explorations will illuminate practices that can enhance your emotional toolkit, guiding you towards lasting transformation fueled by understanding and compassion. This is an urgent invitation to reclaim agency over your emotions and move with purpose towards a more fulfilling existence. Embrace this path, for your authentic self awaits. As we delve into the actionable methods of enhancing your emotional awareness, prepare yourself to embark on a fulfilling journey that will empower you to embrace and express your genuine feelings. This part of the chapter is not just a description. It is a roadmap to actively engage with and practice emotional awareness in your daily life. The pursuit of authentic understanding begins with a few straightforward and engaging exercises specifically designed to foster your emotional connection. To get started, find a comfortable, quiet space where you can dedicate some time each day to reflect on your feelings. A wonderful first step is to keep a dedicated journal. This will become an invaluable tool for you. Each morning, take a few moments to check in with yourself and write down how you're feeling. Use simple prompts such as, "Today I feel," or "Today I noticed I reacted to." This exercise teaches you to acknowledge your emotions as they come, empowering you to recognize patterns over time. With consistent practice, this journaling habit helps foster confidence in naming and exploring your feelings, signaling a shift away from confusion born of keeping emotions inside. After establishing this habit, introduce daily emotional check-ins. Set aside a small amount of time, perhaps 2 to 5 minutes, at different points in your day where you pause and ask yourself, "How am I feeling right now?" Frame your response with curiosity rather than judgment. Whether it's happiness, frustration, or sadness, training yourself to recognize feelings as they arise enables you to respond genuinely rather than masking discomfort behind a smile. Consider incorporating a physical element to this process. Perhaps breathe deeply and allow yourself to settle into your body, focusing on any tension or sensations present, creating a connection between your physical and emotional experience. Another useful technique is utilizing feelings visualization. Find a few minutes during your day to visualize your feelings as colors, shapes, or landscapes. For instance, imagine sadness as a gentle blue ocean and joy as a radiant sunlight breaking through. Engaging your imagination in this way breathes life into emotions, increasing awareness and reducing the tendency to suppress them. In a world that often hails positivity, this visualization helps reinforce the notion that all emotions are valid and part of the human experience. You can also identify what brings you joy and make a point to incorporate those activities into your routine. Have you ever noticed how a walk in nature or simply listening to your favorite song lifts your spirits? Scheduling time for these activities creates opportunities for emotional engagement and fortifies your sense of well-being. Strive for small wins. Simply aligning with activities that evoke emotional resonance can yield immediate positivity. Recognizing the power of personal empowerment is essential in this venture. The intention of these exercises is not merely to identify emotions, but to inspire growth in self-awareness, leading you toward healthier practices within your relationships and self-care. Who you are at the core deserves to be acknowledged, felt, and celebrated. As we close this chapter, be prepared for our next exciting exploration into understanding the hidden signs of toxic positivity that can undermine your authenticity. Remaining attuned to the implications around you will further enrich your journey. If you enjoyed this chapter, consider sharing your thoughts with us at Mindset Liberation. Your feedback is invaluable, and we encourage you to subscribe for more insights like this content and engage with our community. Let's continue to navigate this journey together. As a supportive collective, embracing the emotions that make us human while seeking a more authentic path ahead. Your transformation starts now, and the next chapter is brimming with revelations for your ongoing journey. Chapter 3. The Weight of Suppression. Suppression may seem like a solution to uncomfortable emotions, but it only serves to intensify their weight over time. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of acknowledging and addressing suppressed emotions, highlighting how their silent burden can affect not just mental well-being, but joy and productivity too. By learning to confront and release these repressed feelings, you reclaim your emotional freedom, enabling a transformation toward a more fulfilling life. The journey toward uncovering this hidden weight isn't merely an arduous task. It is an empowering opportunity to unshackle yourself from the shackles of silence and untruths. The origins of emotional suppression can often be traced to the societal norms and cultural expectations surrounding the expression of negative emotions. From a young age, many of us are encouraged to toughen up or keep a stiff upper lip, echoing the widespread belief that vulnerability is a sign of weakness. Psychology reveals that failure to express emotions can lead to a variety of mental health issues, with studies indicating a strong correlation between emotional suppression and anxiety disorders, depression, and even chronic physical illnesses. Recent research from the American Psychological Association underscores a staggering statistic. Individuals who habitually suppress emotions are at a far greater risk, up to 50%, for developing serious health complications, including cardiovascular diseases. To illuminate this reality, reflect on the experience of Tom, a middle manager whose career success did little to halt his rising internal turmoil. Tom felt pressured to act as a steadfast leader, often discarding stress and frustration from long work hours for the sake of maintaining a positive public image. This facade took its toll, gradually morphing into significant anxiety. Eventually, Tom found himself feeling physically ill, struggling to sleep, all because he consistently pushed his raw emotions aside. Awareness struck when Tom realized that for every emotion he stuffed down, there was a wave of energy and vitality that he suppressed along with it, culminating in a soulless existence. Once he learned to acknowledge his emotions instead of hiding them away, Tom discovered a rich depth of experience that allowed him to thrive both personally and professionally. Expert insights validate that emotional suppression is not only a personal barrier, it can inhibit one's potential for growth. Emotional intelligence, defined as the ability to perceive, control, and evaluate emotions, is rooted in acceptance. Without it, personal and collective progress stagnates. Embodying authenticity necessitates the courageous pursuit of confronting the intangible weight you carry due to unresolved feelings, that establishing room for self-compassion and healing. Practicing emotional acknowledgement allows one to reframe the narrative surrounding negative emotions. Instead of viewing these feelings as burdens, they can instead be embraced as vital sources of wisdom. As you immerse yourself in the concepts explored in this chapter, know that acknowledging your emotions isn't only an act of courage, it is an invitation to restore balance. Rather than operating under the delusion that prevalent positivity will suffice, you exist in a world where acceptance of every emotional waveform strengthens your emotional landscape. Equipped with insights and inspiration, you now hold power over the weight of suppression, guiding yourself toward a reality filled with authentic expression and newfound vibrancy. In the next part of this chapter, we will dive deeper into how you can actively confront and release the emotional burdens you carry. Expect transformative practices that will further enhance your journey toward emotional liberation. Together, let us navigate this map toward profound personal growth and connection, welcoming each nuanced emotion into the light of day. Your path to healing begins with acknowledging the weight of suppression, and soon you will be poised to empower both your inner self and relationships. Embrace this journey, for the freedom that awaits is immensely rewarding. Embracing emotional acknowledgement as a powerful tool to combat the weight of suppression allows individuals to confront their feelings head-on rather than burying them beneath layers of denial. This method is effective because it fosters a genuine connection to oneself. It encourages a kind of synergy between the mind and body that facilitates healing. When we become attuned to our emotions, we lay the groundwork for understanding and transforming our responses, allowing us to break free from the confines of suppressed pain. It's not simply about admitting to bad feelings, it's about honoring the validity of those emotions and giving them the space to evolve and be understood. Extensive research supports the effectiveness of acknowledging unmet emotions. Studies in the field of psychology reveal that individuals who participate in emotional expression practices, like journaling or sharing feelings with a trusted friend, often report decreased levels of emotional distress and increased overall well-being. The American Psychological Association published findings indicating that mindfulness and emotional articulation lead to not only better mental health, but also increased resilience when faced with stressors. By allowing ourselves to feel deeply, we thwart the toxic cycle of suppression, breaking it to reclaim both mental and physical health. To bring this concept to life, consider Jessica, a devoted teacher whose unwavering passion for education was overshadowed by emotional fatigue. For years, she had dismissed her growing feelings of burnout, convincing herself that neglecting her emotions was a form of professionalism. The reality, however, was that her undiscussed frustrations were building a wall between her and her students, ultimately affecting her teaching style. It wasn't until she joined a professional development program that emphasized emotional experiences and expressing one's struggles in the classroom that transformation took place. Encouraged to write a reflective journal, Jessica began exploring her previously repressed feelings. Fear, frustration, empathy, and joy all flowed through her pen onto the page. Through this deeply personal journey, she discovered the freedom inherent in acknowledging her emotions, both messy and beautiful. Instead of feeling burdened, every entry became an opportunity for perspective, prompting a complete shift in mindset. As Jessica understood and embraced her emotional landscape, her teaching transformed. She became more present, relatable, and responsive to her students' needs. Ultimately, by releasing the weight of suppression, she found her professional joy reignited, the hallmark of her career as an educator. The urgent necessity of cultivating this skill cannot be overstated. By giving ourselves permission to feel authentically, we're gaining access to a powerful reservoir of emotions that can guide us through life, inform our decisions, and enhance our experiences. Each act of acknowledgement becomes an assertion of self-worth. It sends a clear message that our feelings are valid and worthy of exploration. When we quiet the societal pressures telling us to mask discomfort, we liberate ourselves to live fully and experience life with renewed energy, authenticity, and connection. As we transition from the realization that suppression creates barriers to embracing the power of acknowledgement, you are poised to recognize the next crucial steps in your journey toward emotional liberation. In the upcoming section, we will explore techniques and practices designed to actively release the emotional weight you've been carrying. Each practice serves as a vital opportunity to reclaim your power and heighten your emotional well-being. Let this be your call to action. The path to a freer, more vibrant you lies ahead. Prepare to embark on this transformative journey. It is time to release the burden of suppression and step into a life rich with genuine emotions and authenticity. As we venture deeper into navigating the vital process of releasing emotional weight, it is essential to put into practice the steps and techniques that can guide you toward liberation. This is not just knowledge. This is your toolkit for transformation. Prepare yourself for actionable methods that encourage exploration and immediate engagement in your emotional journey. By committing to these practical exercises, you are actively dismantling the walls of suppression that have weighed you down for so long. To begin, dedicate a few minutes daily to engage in simple breathing exercises. Find a calm space, close your eyes, and inhale deeply. As you breathe in, visualize drawing in light and positivity, while on the exhale, imagine releasing heaviness and negativity. Acknowledge any uncomfortable emotions that arise. Our breath serves as a bridge, connecting us to our feelings and grounding us in the present moment, offering a gentle reminder that it's okay to feel. After a week of consistent practice, take note of any shifts in your emotional landscape. This small win sets the stage for deeper exploration. Next, integrate a practice of emotional journaling into your routine. Each evening, set aside time to reflect on your day. Write about moments where you felt particularly strong emotions, be it joy, frustration, or sadness. Allow your pen to flow freely, capturing both the highs and lows. This exercise encourages self-reflection and helps uncover patterns of suppressed feelings. You'll not only illustrate your emotional experiences, but will also learn to accept and process them. Completing this each night provides small victories that reinforce your progress, and within weeks you may begin to recognize emotional patterns, enhancing your self-awareness. Building upon these practices, consider enacting an emotional release exercise. Once a week, choose a method to actively express emotions that you have previously held in. This could involve creative outlets, such as painting or dancing, where you let your body's movement reflect your feelings. Alternatively, you might engage in a physical activity like walking or running, while mentally visualizing your stress and emotional burdens dissipating with each step. These activities serve as a form of catharsis, providing tangible channels for expression. By allowing for emotional fluidity, you embark on a cycle of constructive release. Another empowering technique involves verbal expression. Identify a trusted friend or family member with whom you can share snippets of your emotional experiences. Set aside time for an open dialogue about how you've been feeling. This could be as simple as stating, "I've been feeling overwhelmed lately." Speaking your truth aloud amplifies accountability, and you may find that vulnerability brings you closer to these loved ones, elevating both empathy and understanding. As you embrace these practices, allow yourself to celebrate the small victories. Each breath taken, each word written, and every tear shed is a step toward emotional liberation. Each moment you challenge suppression, you move closer to reclaiming authenticity and genuine joy. As this chapter closes, let's look forward to the next one, where we will delve into effective techniques for living authentically empowered. Discover how to cultivate an environment that encourages genuine expression and fosters resilient relationships. Join the conversation and share your experiences. If you're enjoying this journey, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation, giving this content a thumbs up, and leaving your thoughts in the comments. Your voice enriches our community, and together we can navigate the complexities of emotional well-being, paving the way toward authentic living. This is not just your journey, it's a collective exploration of self-discovery and renewal ahead. Let's keep moving forward. Chapter 4. Breaking the Positivity Spell. Toxic positivity can ensnare even the most emotionally intelligent individuals, creating a cycle of denial and misinterpretation that can dramatically impact well-being. In this chapter, we will uncover effective strategies to break free from this suffocating spell, with the goal of transitioning from forced positivity to genuine emotional expression. Understanding that it is not only okay to be honest about our feelings, but crucial for healing is the first step toward liberation. By learning to navigate the complexities of our emotions without the constraints imposed by societal expectations, we arm ourselves with the ability to lead a more authentic and fulfilling life. The origins of toxic positivity can be traced back to cultural norms that prioritize happiness as a universal ideal, leading individuals to believe that negative emotions are to be shunned or minimized. This relentless pursuit of a cheerful disposition often causes us to overemphasize the positive at the expense of truly confronting our struggles. Research published in the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine reveals that 80% of people experience pressure to appear positive in various aspects of their lives, to the detriment of their mental health. As a result, Many individuals report feeling more isolated and anxious, as negative emotions, when left unaddressed, consume their daily lives. Consider the experience of Rachel, a young professional whose determination to maintain a positive outlook began to outweigh her ability to acknowledge her struggles. At work, she was consistently told to just stay positive amidst overwhelming project demands. Over time, Rachel learned to mask her stress with relentless smiles and platitudes, convincing herself that exhibiting negativity would reflect poorly on her character. However, this strategy led her to feel increasingly disconnected from herself and those around her. Eventually, Rachel realized that her prolonged adherence to this positivity spell had weakened her emotional resolve and ultimately magnified her anxiety. It was only when she decided to confront her unresolved emotions through self-reflection that she could begin dismantling the facade that held her captive. The journey to break the chains of toxic positivity requires a commitment to self-awareness and honesty. Expert psychologists emphasize that cultivating emotional literacy, the ability to recognize, understand, and articulate one's emotions, is essential for navigating the complexities of life. This skill empowers individuals to identify feelings accurately and advocate for their needs, making it possible to express emotions without the lingering fear of judgment. Research highlights that individuals who practice self-compassion and allow for vulnerability are better equipped to manage stress and establish meaningful connections with others. Beyond the statistics, the emotional weight presented by unacknowledged struggles is a significant societal concern. While many individuals are conditioned to suppress emotions for the sake of adopting a happier facade, this neglect hinders personal growth and builds an unsustainable emotional burden. The ambiguity surrounding feelings often spirals into a stigma that perpetuates the cycle of toxic positivity, leaving countless individuals feeling trapped in an inauthentic narrative. In acknowledging this reality, we open ourselves to the profound empowerment that comes from breaking the positivity spell. The acknowledgement of our full emotional spectrum allows us to interact authentically with ourselves and others, addressing core issues rather than masking them. Through dedicated exercises and techniques, you can embark on a journey toward liberation, connecting deeply with yourself and rediscovering the strength within your vulnerability. As we proceed into practical methods aimed at dismantling the pattern of toxic positivity, recognize the transformative potential of breaking these chains. This empowerment equips you to embrace emotional diversity, fostering resilience as you learn to honor every aspect of your experiences. The next segment will provide practical strategies to dismantle these misconceptions further. It's time to reclaim your authenticity, stepping forth into a world where feelings are not merely tolerated, but truly embraced. The journey towards self-acceptance awaits. Let's move forward together, enabling genuine emotional expression to flourish within your life. Breaking free from the constraints of toxic positivity begins with embracing the complexity of our emotional landscape. This method is effective because it allows for a holistic understanding of human experience. When we validate and confront our true feelings, rather than dismissing them in favor of an artificial optimism, we create pathways for real healing and understanding. Acknowledging that every emotion, whether positive or negative, contains valuable insights fosters resilience and equips us to navigate life's challenges with authenticity. Research consistently indicates that emotional suppression can lead to adverse psychological outcomes, including anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues. A study published in the journal Emotion revealed that individuals who engage in emotional suppression are at a higher risk of developing long-term emotional problems. Conversely, those who practice emotional acceptance, allowing themselves to feel and express genuine emotions, tend to exhibit lower stress levels and better overall mental health. This highlights the importance of breaking the positivity spell. We can no longer afford to trivialize, let alone ignore, the darker hues of our emotional spectrum. One powerful transformation story that embodies this principle is that of Shohei, a former soldier who developed PTSD after serving in a combat zone. Upon returning home, Shohei grappled with a complex array of emotions that he felt obligated to conceal. Encouraged by peers to stay strong and be a man, he forced himself into a state of constant positivity, dismissing feelings of fear and sorrow as signs of weakness. This coping mechanism provided only short-term relief. Behind the mask, Jorge was battling monumental struggles with anxiety and depression. It wasn't until he entered a therapeutic program that emphasized emotional acceptance that his perspective began to shift. Through guidance and self-reflection, Jorge learned the transformative power of breaking the positivity spell. With the support of a therapist, he was encouraged to embrace and articulate his pain without judgment. Journaling became a vital tool in his healing process, allowing him to explore buried emotions that he had resisted for years. By confronting his narratives, Jorge slowly transformed his mindset. He discovered that experiencing vulnerability did not equate to weakness, but rather fostered authentic strength and connection with others who shared similar struggles. This practice not only alleviated his psychological burdens, but also significantly improved his interpersonal relationships and overall quality of life. The effectiveness of this method lies in its ability to empower individuals like Jorge. By recognizing that the acknowledgement of all emotions is a fundamental aspect of mental well-being, we can enable ourselves to break down the rigid barriers constructed by toxic positivity. Utilizing techniques such as mindfulness, journaling, or open conversations with trusted individuals cultivates those essential emotional connections needed for healing and growth. As studies show, emotional validation provides a counterbalance to stress responses, encouraging healthier physiological and psychological functioning. As you engage with these principles and narratives, recognize the urgency of dismantling the positive-only mindset. Embracing the reality of your emotions can profoundly reshape your experiences and relationships, fostering a robust resilience that will serve you well in all facets of life. It is crucial to understand that every step in this journey unravels deeper truths about yourself and the dynamics surrounding emotional energy. In the following section, prepare to embark on actionable steps designed to eliminate toxic positivity from your life and establish a foundation of emotional authenticity. Each technique will serve as a diversion from previous conditioning, inviting you to experience feelings as allies rather than adversaries. Let's move forward together on this transformative path toward embracing the complexity of emotion, where true healing begins and authentic connection flourishes. You are on the brink of a significant breakthrough that promises growth and empowerment. Together, let's foster a resilient foundation that honors every facet of our human experience. As we delve into the actionable steps that will help you break free from the chains of toxic positivity, it's essential to recognize that change starts with intention and practice. The journey toward emotional authenticity is not a distant aspiration. It begins here, in manageable steps that lead to profound transformation. Embracing this new framework will empower you to embody your emotions authentically, enabling real connections and experiences. To kick off your process, begin by setting aside dedicated time for daily emotional check-ins. Each morning, take a quiet moment for contemplation and ask yourself powerful questions such as, "What am I truly feeling today?" Or, "What emotions have I been avoiding?" Write down your responses in a journal. This simple but effective practice will help you to articulate feelings that you might normally suppress. Recording thoughts can provide clarity and reinforce the notion that your feelings are valid, setting a positive tone for your day. This small act of acknowledgement is a win in itself, allowing you to face emotions rather than hide from them. Next, integrate the practice of mindful breathing into your daily routine. Whether you choose to practice during a commute, on a lunch break, or even in between tasks, cultivate a habit of pausing and refocusing your attention on your breath. Close your eyes, take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, consciously release any feelings of pressure or expectation. This mindful attention creates space for emotional awareness to flourish and allows you to embrace a wider array of feelings without judgment. Aim to practice this technique for just 5 minutes each day. Observe how it influences your overall emotional state. Another engaging activity is to create an emotional expression wall at home, a designated space where artistic expression can thrive. Dedicate a sheet of paper or canvas to each emotion you experience. On the corresponding day, paint or draw what that feeling embodies for you. This doesn't require any artistic talent. Don't hesitate to use colors, shapes, or even words instead of images. Use this space to communicate and celebrate every emotion authentically, allowing yourself to feel rather than suppress these feelings. Over time, you may notice your wall transforming into a vibrant tapestry reflecting your emotional journey, giving you an ongoing reminder that embracing all emotions creates a rich inner life. Additionally, consider reaching out to a supportive friend or family member for an open conversation about your emotional experiences. Choose someone you trust and invite them to share their feelings as well, creating a comfortable space for both of you to engage. This mutual vulnerability deepens connections, allowing for significant insights into the healing power of honest expression. As you implement these practices, remember to reward yourself for each small step you take. Celebrating progress, whether it's noting growth in your emotional awareness or the courage to express challenging feelings, reinforces your commitment to authentically living. Each acknowledgement is a stepping stone, and both triumphs and challenges contribute equally to your journey. Now that you are equipped with actionable steps to break the positivity spell, let's look forward to our next chapter, where we will explore how to cultivate an authentic self that thrives on genuine emotional expression. Prepare to embark on a deep dive into fostering connections that honor your true feelings, creating a life filled with depth and authenticity. Your feedback is invaluable to us, so if you're enjoying this journey, please subscribe to Mindset Liberation. Give this content a thumbs up and share your experiences or suggestions in the comments. Together, we're building a supportive community centered around emotional integrity and growth. Continue to embrace your truths. You're on the right path to emotional empowerment. Chapter 5: Reclaiming Honest Emotions. In a world increasingly dominated by curated images and filtered lives, the ability to reclaim honest emotions is an empowering journey that sustains true well-being. This chapter focuses on the vital skill of embracing authentic expressions of feelings, enabling you to step out from behind masks of happiness and genuinely connect with both yourself and others. The journey towards emotional honesty not only enhances your inner landscape, but also cultivates deeper relationships and enriches your overall quality of life. The inclination towards presenting a sanitized version of ourselves has deep-seated roots in societal norms. Since childhood, many are taught that negative emotions are undesirable, leading us to believe that we must project a constant state of happiness. This perspective has been reinforced by phrases like, "just stay positive," or "good vibes only," which create a simplistic script to follow during life's complexities. However, research indicates that the suppression of authentic emotions does not lead to true happiness. Instead, it correlates with heightened anxiety and depression. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology revealed that participants who openly expressed a range of emotions exhibited higher life satisfaction and lower stress. Understanding the necessity of emotional authenticity allows individuals to embrace their truths and create lasting shifts in how they engage with the world. To illustrate the profound impact of reclaiming honest emotions, consider the experience of Maya, a woman who prided herself on being the strong one in her family. For years, she believed that vulnerability would be interpreted as weakness, leading her to bottle up feelings of sadness and disappointment. Despite her encouragement to others to discuss their issues, Maya remained shrouded in a facade of unwavering cheer. When a personal loss hit her hard, she felt compelled to grieve alone, burying herself beneath forced smiles. Over time, however, the weight of her suppressed grief curtailed a shadow of loneliness. With moments of introspection, Maya began to acknowledge the heartbreaking truth of her situation. The unresolved emotions were hindering her from moving forward. Inspired to transform her experience, Maya sought out a responsive support group that emphasized the importance of sharing emotions authentically. In the fellowship of peers who echoed her struggles, she discovered the liberating sensation of voicing her true feelings. With each meeting, she unearthed buried grief, resentment, and ultimately acceptance, which became a foundational step in reconnecting with herself. By reclaiming these honest emotions, Maya not only eased her emotional burdens, but also fostered deeper connections and incomparably richer relationships with her family and friends, paving the way for healing and strength. Experts in psychology advocate that embracing honest emotions enhances emotional regulation and strengthens our emotional resilience. Engaging constructively with feelings, as Maya did, promotes self-awareness and cultivates healthier, more genuine connections to others. Individuals who learn to express their emotions honestly often report stronger ties to their communities and experience a fulfilling sense of belonging. As we navigate the exploration of emotional honesty, it is critical to understand that claiming your space for all emotions, joy, anger, sadness, or fear, is an act of profound liberation. By honoring the full spectrum of your emotional experience, you empower yourself to exist without constraints, ultimately embracing a life defined by authenticity. Now, as we shift toward practical strategies for reclaiming these honest emotions, allow yourself to lean into the promise that lies ahead. You hold the key to transforming your emotional landscape and fostering connections built on genuine characteristics of vulnerability. Prepare to embrace each feeling, including the challenging ones, as opportunities for growth, resilience, and strength. As we journey together forward, let's unearth the incredible power of being truly, unapologetically you. Reclaiming honest emotions is a transformative method that enables individuals to confront and embrace their true selves, making it an effective approach to overcoming the burdens of repression and toxicity. When we allow ourselves to express genuine feelings, we create a nurturing environment conducive to healing and growth. This practice not only leads to a more authentic experience of life, but also lays the groundwork for deeper, more meaningful connections with others, ultimately fostering emotional resilience. The urgency of this exploration cannot be overstated. Scientific studies affirm the benefits of emotional honesty in numerous ways. Research published in the journal Psychological Science revealed that individuals who engage in the open expression of their emotions, compared to those who suppress them, report significantly lower levels of stress and depression. The study highlights that articulating feelings creates physiological markers indicating improved emotional regulation and a sense of well-being. By facing feelings of sadness, anger, or frustration, instead of bottling them up, individuals cultivate emotional flexibility and preparedness for future challenges. Consider the story of Liam, a once reserved graphic designer who struggled with self-expression in his personal and professional life. For years, he believed that vulnerability would diminish his credibility or mask his talent. As a result, Liam channeled all anger and anxiety into a cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. Feeling suffocated by negativity, he sought help through a creative workshop focused on allowing artistic expression as a form of emotional processing. What seemed like a quaint outing transformed into a life-changing experience. Through art, Liam began pouring his emotions onto canvas, translating raw feelings into colors and shapes. Through this journey of self-discovery, he learned to embrace his vulnerable moments and reflect them back to his art. As he painted, he confronted hidden emotional struggles, gradually adopting a mindset that deeply valued honesty. This newfound acceptance changed not only how Liam viewed himself, but shifted the fabric of his relationships with others. He found strength in vulnerability. Friends and coworkers were drawn to the authentic emotions emanating from his art, and this connection with others fostered holistic support. Furthermore, science supports this emotional breakthrough. Emotional expression functions as a protective buffer against mental health complications. Insight from the field of positive psychology illustrates that individuals who possess high emotional intelligence typically navigate relationships and stressors more effectively. Engaging in emotional honesty nurtures emotional intelligence and leads to better decision-making in both personal and professional realms. The effectiveness of reclaiming honest emotions lies in your ability to reshape the narrative surrounding vulnerability. Rather than perceiving vulnerability as a weakness, you can view it as an empowering tool for personal growth, transformative relationships, and resilience. Research indicates that individuals who accept their emotional experiences rather than resist them exhibit profound psychological benefits. This shift toward embracing authenticity means seldom having to fret about hiding your feelings or conform to societal expectations. Embracing the goal of reclaiming honest emotions creates a ripple effect not only in your own life, but also in the lives of those around you. Your liberated expressions empower others to do the same, fostering a culture grounded in authenticity and empathetic communication. As we shift toward practical strategies for fostering emotional honesty and expression, bear in mind how crucial this journey truly is. You are not only reshaping your reality, you are redefining what it means to connect with yourself and others. Prepare to unravel the depth of your emotions and foster genuine relationships as we journey together through this transformative process. Embrace this path. Your emotional freedom awaits. As we transition into the practical steps necessary for reclaiming honest emotions, it's time to embrace the empowering journey of self-discovery and expression. This is not just theory. It's about taking actionable steps that will cultivate emotional intimacy and authenticity in your life. Engaging with these exercises will help you foster a deeper understanding of your feelings, paving the way for tremendous personal and relational growth. To begin your journey, commit to daily emotional check-ins. Find a quiet space each morning and take 5 minutes to reflect on how you genuinely feel. Use prompts such as, "What emotions am I experiencing right now?" Or, "What thoughts are accompanying these feelings?" Write down your responses in a dedicated journal. This simple act of acknowledgement serves as a foundation for emotional honesty, giving you clarity on your internal state. Aim to recognize patterns. For example, if you frequently write down feelings of anxiety, consider exploring its triggers. Celebrating the small win of consistently checking in will build momentum and foster emotional awareness. Next, introduce the practice of emotional transparency with trusted individuals in your life. Share your reflections during their check-ins and invite them to do the same. You might say, "I've been feeling overwhelmed lately. How about you?" This reciprocal dialogue fosters an authentic connection between you and your loved ones. The shared vulnerability can create an atmosphere of emotional safety, allowing both parties to express their honest emotions freely. Expect to experience significant breakthroughs as you begin to articulate what's truly happening within. Consider engaging in creative expressions as another powerful method of reclaiming emotions. Use art, writing, or music as outlets to represent what you feel. Take an hour each week dedicated to creating, paint, write a poem, or compose a song reflecting your experiences. For instance, if you're feeling sadness, allow yourself to pour that emotion onto the page or canvas without judgment. This artistic expression creates an invitation for emotional exploration, converting unspoken feelings into tangible expression. Each piece you create reflects not only your experience, but also your evolving relationship with your emotions. In addition to these practices, engage in guided visualization techniques. Spend a few moments each week visualizing an emotional scene that encompasses your feelings. For example, imagine standing in a crisp, serene forest, the gentle rustle of leaves representing calmness. As you breathe deeply within this visualization, allow space for the emotions you've been suppressing to surface. This honest connection creates a new association with those emotions and encourages acceptance. A simple yet powerful exercise is to maintain an emotion check-in jar. On small notes, write down feelings you experience throughout the day, both positive and negative. Each week, review these notes to become more attuned to your emotional state over time. Over a month, you'll progress from feeling confused about your emotions to having clearer insights into your emotional landscape, creating a palpable sense of achievement. Lastly, remember to acknowledge and celebrate your progress consistently. Each exercise you engage in, every honest conversation you have, and all moments of expression contribute to a newfound vector of emotional honesty. They are milestones on your journey toward reclaiming your authentic self. As we conclude this chapter, prepare to take courageous steps toward living authentically empowered. Next, we will explore how to implement emotional honesty in your daily interactions and relationships, ensuring they are enriched by the truths you've reclaimed. Embracing vulnerability can create deeper connections and support your journey throughout life's challenges. If you found this chapter valuable, I encourage you to subscribe to Mindset Liberation. Give this content a thumbs up and share your insights or suggestions in the comments. Your participation not only enriches the community, but also honors the collective journey we are undertaking together. Let's continue to explore the beauty of emotional honesty as we forge ahead into the next crucial phase of this journey toward fulfillment and connection. You've got this. Chapter 6. Living Authentically Empowered. To live authentically empowered is to embrace the full spectrum of your emotions, allowing yourself to exist as the truest version of who you are. In this chapter, we will navigate the transformative journey toward authentic empowerment, exploring how owning your experiences and feelings bolsters self-esteem and fosters genuine connections. This is not just a lofty ideal. It is a practical framework for creating a fulfilling life that honors your individuality and passions. The origins of authentic empowerment stem from deep-seated principles of self-awareness and acceptance. In a world where societal norms often dictate how we should feel or behave, many individuals find themselves trapped in roles that suppress their true selves. Research by the American Psychological Association shows that people who engage in self-acceptance exhibit higher levels of well-being. An astonishing 70% of adults report feeling pressured to conform to others' expectations, with studies showing strong connections between this pressure and rising levels of anxiety and depression. Understanding that authenticity is not just beneficial, but essential for mental health is a crucial first step in reclaiming power over our lives. Consider the story of Sarah, a young professional thriving in her marketing career, yet grappling with a growing sense of disconnection from herself. While she enjoyed the accolades, she felt compelled to hide her creative aspirations, believing they were frivolous compared to corporate responsibilities. As a result, feelings of frustration and self-doubt began to mount. After attending a workshop on empowerment and authenticity, Sarah realized that suppressing her passions was hindering both her professional and personal happiness. She embarked on a transformational journey involving mindful reflection and expressive practices, gradually peeling back the layers she felt she needed to mask. By embracing both her practicality as a professional and her passions as an artist, Sarah began living an empowered life shaped on her own terms. Experts emphasize that authentic empowerment hinges on recognizing and honoring one's unique identity. To feel empowered, you need to understand who you are at your core, including your values, passions, and the emotions that drive you. This self-discovery requires intention and willingness to explore, not just the positive aspects of ourselves, but also confronting insecurities and fears. As you engage with authenticity, you create a solid foundation for emotional resilience, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with an empowered mindset. The benefits of living authentically extend beyond personal happiness. They enrich relationships by enabling you to form connections based on honesty and vulnerability. Emojis on social media often portray a curated version of life, encouraging superficial connections and further pressing individuals into conformity. A study from the Journal of Personality indicates that individuals who practice authenticity enjoy deeper interpersonal relationships, experiencing an increased sense of fulfillment and trust. By fostering a sense of belonging within an authentic community, you cultivate relationships rooted in mutual understanding and appreciation. Additionally, living authentically can manifest in significant ways within the workplace, contributing to improved team dynamics and collaboration. Individuals who freely express their thoughts and ideas create an environment where creativity can flourish, directly linking authentic empowerment to increased productivity and innovation. Companies with cultures that prioritize authenticity often report higher employee satisfaction and retention rates. Through understanding and implementing the principles of living authentically empowered, you possess the agency to transform your life. Each step along this path reinforces your individuality and creates a powerful multidimensional identity that is complete with both light and shadow. Prepare to take ownership of your experiences and feelings as we embark on this transformative journey together. Embracing authenticity will pave the way for clear communication with yourself and others, fostering an enriched, fulfilling existence. The subsequent sections will unfold actionable strategies and practices that will empower you to continue living authentically. And as always, remember you possess the innate ability to shape your reality. Continue to view authenticity not just as a goal, but the beautiful unfolding of your true self, a profound journey awaiting your embrace. Embracing authentic empowerment is not just a theoretical exercise. It serves as a practical and effective method for overcoming the hurdles imposed by societal expectations, personal insecurities, and emotional repression. This journey enables individuals to reclaim their identities and adopt a mindset characterized by confidence and resilience. The profound significance of understanding and embracing your true self fosters an inner strength that serves as a foundation for meaningful connections with others and a fulfilling life. The effectiveness of this method lies in its scientific roots. Numerous studies have illustrated the correlation between authenticity and psychological well-being. For instance, a study published in the Journal of Personality Psychology found that people who engage with their authentic selves report higher levels of life satisfaction and lower levels of anxiety. These individuals possess a clearer understanding of their values and passions, elements that act as navigating stars during times of uncertainty. By liberating yourself from the pressure to conform, you open the door to a richer emotional experience that bolsters both your psychological resilience and your overall quality of life. Real-life examples of individuals reclaiming their power through authenticity resonate deeply. Take, for instance, Marcus, a software developer who felt trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. Working in an environment that valued conformity over individual expression, Marcus struggled with feelings of inadequacy despite his competence. When encouraged by a mentor to explore personal interests outside work, like volunteering for local artist communities, he began to feel a shift within himself. Participating in community arts projects not only reignited his passion for creativity, but also allowed him to share his authentic self with others. Breaking free from the chains of a professional persona he felt he had to maintain. As Marcus embraced this new avenue for self-expression, his anxiety decreased, and he found greater joy in his work, fortified by a sense of purpose and fulfillment. By combining creativity with technical skills, he began advocating for innovative approaches within his team that merged both disciplines. This newfound confidence not only improved his own well-being, but elevated the morale of his colleagues as well. The genuine connection formed through shared passions created an inclusive atmosphere, fostering collaboration rather than competition. Scientific backing corroborates the benefits experienced by Marcus and others who find empowerment in authenticity. An article in the Harvard Business Review emphasized that leaders who demonstrate authentic leadership styles create environments where team members feel safe exploring their identities, leading to innovation and higher engagement levels. Authenticity serves as a catalyst for collaboration, camaraderie, and trustworthiness in professional settings, establishing a feedback loop that amplifies creativity and productivity. The urgency of living authentically empowered becomes apparent when one recognizes the cost of inauthenticity. Suppressing genuine self-expression constrains mental, emotional, and even physical health. In contrast, embracing emotional honesty fosters a life defined by true connection and self-compassion. When you assertively acknowledge your feelings, passions, and vulnerabilities, you forge strong bonds with others who are similarly seeking understanding and acceptance. As you consider the transformative potential of authentic empowerment, understand that this journey is not only personal. It echoes through the relationships you cultivate, the passions you pursue, and the adaptability you exhibit in the face of life's challenges. In the coming section, we will explore actionable techniques to further fortify your commitment to living authentically. Equip yourself with the tools to promote emotional honesty and empower others to embrace vulnerability too. You are on the verge of significant breakthroughs in self-discovery and connection. Allow the power of authenticity to guide you toward a life of fulfillment and purpose. As we embrace the practical steps to live authentically empowered, it's crucial to recognize that this transformative journey starts with intentional action. By integrating specific techniques into your daily life, you will begin to unveil your true self, a version enriched with authenticity, confidence, and strength. This section will provide you with straightforward, achievable steps that will guide you on your path to empowerment, facilitating growth and allowing genuine self-expression to flourish. Begin your journey by dedicating a few minutes each day for personal reflection. Carve out a quiet space where you can jot down your thoughts in a journal. Start with prompts such as, "What does living authentically mean to me?" Or, "What emotions am I currently experiencing?" This daily practice of self-reflection allows you to connect with your emotions and aspirations, fostering a deeper understanding of who you are at your core. To encourage momentum, set a small goal. Aim to write at least 5 sentences each day. Each reflection becomes a building block, contributing to your awareness and clarity. Next, identify and challenge any limiting beliefs that may impede your authentic expression. Take a moment to write down phrases you often tell yourself, such as, "I must fit in," or "I can't share my ideas." Once you've recorded these beliefs, critically analyze them. Ask yourself, is this belief truly valid? How does it serve me? Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations can shift your mindset significantly. For instance, substitute "I must fit in" with "I embrace my uniqueness." This mind shift lays the groundwork for stepping into your authentic self. Another powerful exercise involves crafting a vision board to visually represent your authentic self. Gather images, words, or quotes that resonate with your aspirations, values, and passions. Craft a collage that encapsulates the essence of how you envision your empowered life. Place this board somewhere you'll see it daily. This visual reminder inspires motivation and keeps you focused on living authentically. As you update the vision board, observe how your desires may evolve, reflecting your growth. Engage with your social circle by establishing open conversations focused on authenticity. Approach friends or family members and share your intention to live authentically. Encourage them to express their thoughts and feelings as well. Start small. Perhaps initiate a gratitude circle, wherein each participant shares a personal value they hold dear, or something they admire about themselves. Creating a supportive dialogue fosters a sense of community that nurtures authentic expression. Consider engaging in community service or local activities aligned with your interests. Volunteering allows you to explore personal passions while connecting with like-minded individuals. Whether it's participating in a local art class or joining a book club, these environments encourage self-expression and offer immediate opportunities to embrace your authenticity alongside others who share similar interests. Finally, reward yourself for each small victory along the way. Celebrate moments when you step outside your comfort zone or articulate a desire with confidence. Acknowledging these accomplishments helps solidify your commitment to authenticity, encouraging you to continue embracing your true self. If you found this chapter inspiring, don't hesitate to subscribe to Mindset Liberation. Give this content a like and share your insights or personal stories in the comments. Your journey matters, and your voice can make a meaningful impact. Let's move forward together toward a life full of authenticity and connection. As we reach the conclusion of this journey through the dark side of cheer, escaping the trap of toxic positivity, we have explored the profound impact of emotional authenticity on our mental health and relationships. We began by unmasking the detrimental effects of toxic positivity, recognizing how it can stifle genuine emotions and contribute to feelings of isolation. Through understanding the significance of emotional awareness and embracing our true feelings, we embarked on a transformative journey that allows us to reclaim our authenticity. By practicing emotional expression, building supportive connections, and challenging limiting beliefs, we equip ourselves with the tools necessary to live authentically empowered. This book has aimed to inspire self-discovery and encourage you to forge deeper connections with both yourself and others. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this material. Your commitment to your emotional health and authenticity is commendable, and it can pave the way for a richer, more fulfilling life. If you found this content valuable, please remember to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the Mindset Liberation channel for more insights into your self-improvement journey. Together, we can continue to explore and thrive on this path of authenticity and connection.